See, it seems that over time, our idea of church growth has been more about groups than individual people. Like Jesus feeding the 5,000, we have this idea that if we just convince people to show up at a certain location, then we can move them from one spot to another, and then we can give them the ultimate message. Trying to convince one group of people like, hey, if we just shift you over and sit you in front of a preacher, then maybe this will be good. But in the Bible that we read, it never starts that way. It never starts with a large group, but it always starts with one. And I know this is relevant to all of us because I know the stories of the majority of people, you all, that show up at this church. For some, it took all the confidence in the world to show back up at church once again. And it could have been because life has not been easy. It's been difficult. Some people have made decisions that other people look down, and there's been a disconnect between church. Some of you have not stepped in church in over 10 years before Elevate. Some of you have been hurt by the church. Some of you have done the hurting. And I know we can relate to all of this, so the question still stands. How do you grow a church? One person at a time. Because every single person matters. Notice for a moment that both people, the secondary people, Jesus in John 4 and Ken in the first story, did the exact same thing. They took a step in somebody else's business. And for Ken, it was writing a letter, trying to deeper understand what her place was. And for Jesus, it was to understand the state of her heart in relationship to others. But notice that this step in evangelism, which is they did not run away from the person because they were not like them or they were not perfect. They stayed there in their business and did not move. They were like unshakable, unmovable objects of faith. They did not run from the conversation, but Jesus and Ken showed up and they were who they were. See, growing the church happens with those who you just encounter life with.